Dr. C. Ravi, my hero, and a very noble surgeon from consultant orthopedic surgeon from Apollo Hospitals, Hyderabad, will be joining us. He specialized in arthroplasty, Illurizzo, and special interest in psychology and education, and his focus is on 360 degrees wellness. So he'll be sharing his thoughts. Thank you.
Thanks one and all for attending this program. You may be wondering what a medical doctor knows about psychology. And when she said 360 degrees interest in wellness, it's true. I'm a little bit disillusioned with allopathy. Allopathy concentrates on illness after it comes and the treatment. Some of the treatments are difficult to accept and understand. Like for oncology, people suffer a lot with radiotherapy, chemotherapy. They lose their hair, they lose their mind, they are suffering. So I'll come back to the main points which I wanted to tell. Psychology and education. When I was doing MBBS long back, that time I used to search for other books. Psychology is one of the subjects I had more interest. I managed to get hold of a book called Developmental Psychology by Elizabeth Hurlock. That's really great book. After reading that book, I developed more interest in psychology and I was searching for more psychology books. Those days, e-books were not there. When I was a student, e-books were not there. And whenever I have free time, even now, I go into these things. I understood our present education system, because she said psychology and education, it was designed to serve the people, the colonialist, whatever it is, fill the factory with the workers, etc., etc. So that education is not at all correct, education system. In my opinion, life education is the first thing one has to learn. We were given this life by the God to enjoy every day, every moment, every second. One of my junior in MBBS, she got first rank in the state entrance, joined MBBS. Just because she got 1 mark less than expected, she committed suicide. With life education, this will not happen. We have to teach them marks are second to the main life purpose. So it was very unfortunate. That time I started learning that education is not everything. Before that I was a bookworm and I was reading a lot of books. My father was headmaster. He had a lot of books. I used to search for more in the libraries, etc. Second important education is health education. How to be healthy before illness attacks us. By developing healthy habits, by developing correct way of lifestyle, etc., etc. So with life and health education, we become better. The third point is emotional education. Once we get emotional education, emotional stability, emotional balance, life becomes much easier. We end reacting wrongly overreacting to certain situations. We start thinking in emotional way, correct emotional way. One book by Daniel Goleman is the author, Emotional Intelligence, and then he wrote a series of books. There he addresses all the points to get emotional balance. Fourth one is financial education. Gujaratis are good at that. Our vices are good at that. That's very important. Just going on taking loans, spending a lot of money, etc. is not good. So they're very good at fingertips. They calculate so many things. Others should learn from them. So all these 4 points were pushed aside by the Englishmen who devised our education system, and we are given present education system which is not at all suitable for correct way of life. Before they occupied and destroyed our education system, our elders thousands of years ago, they used to teach all these things. And I came to know that our temples are like educational institutions. Bigger temples are like universities. That was destroyed. Another thing I recently came to know is they are like banks. They used to have a lot of gold, these assets. They used to lend it at a low rate to the required people, so the business was prospering in India. Everything was destroyed. So all this was destroyed, including life education, importance of life education, health education, emotional education, and financial education. After these four headings, next comes all this physics, chemistry, medicine, and child can be taught basics of all the subjects so that they can choose, the student can choose the correct subject which they like, and they can concentrate entire time on that instead of reading everything. As a doctor, I don't understand why I studied social studies up to 10th standard. So much of social studies. I was very good at maths, but for my parents' aim was to make me a doctor. I accepted. That is the minimum I can do. So maths is also important. May not be other subjects. So child can choose whichever subject they like after these four readings, and they can concentrate the entire energies on that subject. They'll become very good at that subject at a younger age. They don't have to spend 17 years, 20 years in the college, school, etc. So student is spending 20 years in educational institute. After that, so many people are not getting jobs because educational system is faulty. And entrepreneurship was very prevalent in India before colonialists destroyed it. Even women used to do a lot of entrepreneurial things. In front of the giants who are sitting here, giants in psychology, I'm a very small person. I shared whatever little I know about psychology and education. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to call Mr. Subramaniam sir, Mr. R.K. Kapoor sir, and Raji ma'am to honor. Mr. Subramaniam sir will be giving his talk on psychology and wellness. I would like to call Ms. Madhurima on the stage to introduce.
To all the delegates, speakers and students of the first National Conference of DPMP, it's my privilege to introduce the dynamic Subramaniam Ananthanarayan, a champion of emotional resilience and youth empowerment. With his deep expertise, he has guided young minds to navigate life challenges with strength and wisdom. Today, he shares powerful insights of building emotional resilience in young people. Let's welcome him with great enthusiasm.
It's not working? Yeah. Good afternoon to all of you. It's so nice to see a lot of youngsters here, which is my targeted audience always. Okay. How many of you know sea surfing? Yeah. Somebody who will wait for it, high tides to see that they'll be able to manage the tides. Like person like me, if I see a normal tide itself, I run to the shore. So this is something, what it has got the skill is got a skill to manage the waves. However tough, in fact he challenges, he wants a higher, tougher waves so that he can play with that. Can you play with your emotions like a sea turfer? You have no choice on what comes to you. I think most of the speakers were speaking that we don't have a choice on the environment. All that we can do, we can manage ourselves. Can we build that resilience within ourselves so that we are able to manage these things? I know it's going to be a very short talk. I cannot do full justice, but if you can go to my blogs, you can see these things, articles being written in my blogs. You can just go through in detail on emotional intelligence and all. What we call it on a, yeah, next. Yeah, so this is the topic is going to be building emotional resilience in young people. Why I'm targeting the young people doesn't mean that older people can be left out or not, because most of the psychology disorder starts at the age of your younger age. Small talk, maybe because of the stress level, peer pressure levels, whatever may be environmental, that is the one area where you start getting the stress. So that is one thing is I'm targeting. Once you youngsters become all right, they are going to become mentally healthy. That's what all society wants. So the positive side of the mental health, everybody were talking about so many things about mental health, what it is, this, you know. The positive side is it is preventable. There are, yes, exceptional cases where genetics or plays a role, hormone plays a role, that any doctors will be able to handle it. What this thing is, so all these things, the idea is all the mental health, most of the mental health can be prevented. Once it is prevented, why not take a choice? It's a question of choice. So first, for that, what you should have it a resilience. Like for example, in COVID time, government forced most of us to take a vaccination. That's only a resilience. They are building it so that we don't get COVID. So this is an emotional resilience. We work on this, how we are going to work on that. There are 6 or 7. I will not take much of a time. I'm not going to go in detail because each one slide will take 2 to 3 hours. So I'm not going to go into that detail. So what is emotional resilience? Is that the term refers to ability to cope with, like a sea surfer, whatever comes to him, he will be able to cope, adapt to adverse situation. He doesn't bother if the waves is small, big and everything. Let it be tough, he knows to surf. Challenge or stressful while maintaining and returning to the overall well-being. Nobody is talking like even Dr. Suresh was talking about total well-being. It's not like today or tomorrow. It's a total well-being that is there. So what are the components of the emotional resilience? Why it is emotional resilience makes an important impact to any of you, all of us. Though emotional resilience, I'm talking on youngsters, it is also applicable to persons like me. Okay. Helps us to handle tough situations forced in, like sea turfer. You have no control on the waves, so you will be able to manage. It gives ability to bounce back and traumatic experience of severe crisis. What happens sometimes in the sea turfers loses that this thing is, he will run and grab it. He will be able to cope up. He will not be tensed. Okay. It reduces risk of stress-related physical health. I think doctor was talking a lot of things about impact of emotional stress on the physical thing. So we will not go into repeating the same thing. Reduces anxiety. That's one of the things it is there. Reduces depression, which is also mostly coming common. Enhances lifespan. Less high-risk behavior like substance use, gambling. We don't have anything to, this thing is we grab onto things which is, when our heart is empty, we start grabbing into it. So there is a lot of this thing is binge eating, mobile addictions, they are all come from these sort of things. Success at work, once you have an emotional relation, you don't bother who is a boss, is a good boss, bad boss. You know to manage, that's enough. Improve learning abilities, most important for all the students. Now the pressure is exam coming, so it improves your learning. In fact, when I'm doing therapy, I understand some of the clients come with, I get 80 to 90 marks in this thing is, but before the examination, they have all the symptoms of panic attack. They're vomiting and their heart palpitation, everything goes into toss, but they come into 90%. Why? Reduce it. Stronger social life. As long as we are human beings, we have to get connected to everything, not only other human beings, animals, world. That's what I said. Somebody was referring about nature walking. Everything is you are connected, so you have a better connectivity. Prepare for unpredictability in life. That is something which you don't know. Tomorrow, somebody may lose a job, somebody may go for a breakup, somebody may go for lose their beloved ones. Anything can happen. You have a abilities to work. So there are only 5-6 segments. I won't take much of time. Don't bother about it. Positive bias thinking, which is not talked here, I will talk in detail. Other thing I will skip it so that because others have already talked. Gratitude, growth mindset, stress management, empathetic relationship, discovering meaning in life. Okay. If somebody wants this PPT, you can be handed over to you. Don't worry about it. You can take this PPT. Absolutely no problems. What is this positivity bias training? It's not like you have to go to a training institute and all those things. I'm just giving some gist of it. I'm not going. It has been developed by Dr. Daniel Amen, a psychiatrist in US. He has researched something like 160 CT scans of mental disorder people and found out he's working a lot on this thing. He has devised this thing. Start a day with a positive note, which is very easy for you. I'll come to you how do you start it also. Okay, I'm not going to give you a process. I'll also give you how to work on the process. End the day with what went well. Everybody will have something gone well in every day. It could be your mother might have made a beautiful breakfast or lunch. Or your teacher praised you. There will be something which is good. Or when you come home, your dog may be running towards you. Is it not something a pleasant thing? Just look at it. Record micro moment of happiness. Just look out for happiness. I think Pandimani was telling happiness is not something you get it outside. There is something which is present. Why don't you just look at micro happiness, small thing. All that you had a bath, I think that Dr. Orthopedic surgeon is there. How many muscles, how many bones are working with us? Thank God everything is working when you have a bath. The other one is focus on your strength. This is one thing which I will like to stress for a couple of things. Yes, you can ask your father, what is your friend and what is my strength? He says, I am confident, I am this thing is. Is there any valid proof for it? You can say, I am a BSc, BCom, MCom, MA. You have a certificate from the university. Can you get it a strength certificate? There are 2 tests psychologically researched, most powerful test which has got nearly 2 million participants were there in the research. One is called Hi-Fi strength and VIA character strength, which comes mostly into the positive side of psychology. Hi-Fi strength, which will also be useful for you to go for next career interviews and all. It gives you the first 34 strengths are there. It emphasizes the first 5 predominant strength you have as per your personality. Nobody can take away from that. I may like you, I say you are a very intelligent boy, intelligent girl or anything, but the strength cannot betray. Tomorrow you go for an interview, match the skill with that profile, tell this is my skill as per my and Gallup's this thing is internationally accepted. You don't even have to dispute on that. The other one is VIA character strength. You can Google it and say Hi-Fi strength test, VIA character strength. Take the test. It's a long test. It takes about 20 minutes for you. It generates the reports and give it to you. Focus on your strength. Don't talk everything on the enemy. This thing is talking on, oh, I'm fit for nothing. I do this thing is, I have not got 100 in max, I got 99. At least be happy, 99. Some people have got 0. So try to look into the most positive sides. The other one is live in the present moment. That's what Pandemani sir was also talking about it, living into day-to-day mindfulness, practice some mindfulness. How to practice? Once again, I will come to that. Live by the rule of 12. This is something very interesting. Let us say I am prone for irritation. Okay. Traffic, I get irritated. 1 second late, coffee comes, I get irritated. He said the rule of 12, whatever may be your weakness, I'm not saying weakness, an area where you need to work. Let us be more positive about it. I will wait for 12 chance before I react. That's all. First morning I get irritated, I got irritated, I acknowledge it. Yeah, I won't react. So there is a possibility people who are working on anger management, stress management, all those things, rule of 12. It's been devised by Dr. Daniel Amen. That's what I quoted it. There are more are there. You can go to Daniel Goleman's site. You get plenty. One thing about positive psychology is 99% of the material are free of cost for you. Don't even have to pay. There are, even for stress reduction, I can give you a site name, 8 weeks of program, free of cost for you. All that you have to follow whatever they say. Okay, gratitude. I think everybody were talking, you give you more happiness. So develop a gratitude. Everybody has got so many things, plus point in this thing. I was also not much in this. When I learned psychology, I know how much of suffering the world goes. All that earlier, I never know what it, all that we know is physical. I have a headache, I have a body ache, this thing. But after going for therapy, it is something like a mind-boggling. The sufferings people go. 1 minute you look at a gratitude, luckily we are not there. So it means making a meaningful life for me to help others. That's one this thing is. Okay, I'm not going to do it. How to go to the gratitude is, I'll just give a simple example. All of you have Father's birthday, wedding day, Mother's this thing is. Why not give a letter of gratitude to them? They have sacrificed so much for your life. They have given you education, this thing is all that. Or parents may have a son, hug them. This thing is, yes, you have brought joy to us. Doesn't matter, you are not good at studies, we will work it out. I am here to support you. Once you show the gratitude, what Dr. Suresh was saying, internal happiness keeps coming to you. You don't even have to work for it. Okay. And growth mindset, I think it will be a big topic. All that is, keep learning new things. Don't have a stagnant mind. Normally we have it in a student. When I was a student, at least, I don't get this problem. I'm not destined to be this problem at all. I'm unfit to be a mathematician. I'm totally unfit to be this thing. I'm unfit to be. That growth mindset, keep learning. Why I will not get it? I may check with the professors, I will check with everybody, learn it. We call it as a Seligman culture, learned helplessness and learned optimism. So learned optimism, you start developing it. All these things you can just go to the reference, because it's a short time we are going, or maybe next time when we meet, we can have an elaborate symposium on that. Okay. Stress management, I'm not stressing because you had enough from the morning about stress management, yoga, meditations, and all those things. Empathetic relationship, I think doctor was telling that everybody have their personal grievances. They don't show it to other people. They mask their feeling. Like you see sometime a film actors or somebody, they entertain you. One day notice that person is no more. So much of grief, so much of these things they mask. So let us show that empathy. Let us be in their shoes, experience their pain, experience their emotional, physical pain. That makes you a true, more than human. Okay. I put it this thing is because time to this thing is there. Discovering the purpose of life. A day will come, my career will end. Either my retirement or my physical things, career can end. Relationship, we don't know. It may be there or it may not be. Even if it is sustaining, my spouse will live, don't live. Everything is changing, transition. So accept those changes. You have to have beyond the purpose of life. Go beyond the purpose of life. How do you know this way? How do I decide what is my purpose of my life? It is something, a penetrating question. Pardon the audience, please pardon me, my sentence, it will be very harsh, but I'm just telling you, if I die tomorrow, how my friends would like to talk about me? Bah, the world is relieved one person is gone, or I am burning a library, or I am an encyclopedia is dead. What is that death statement? I want to get it from others. That makes my life purpose. Where I work on that, where I work. Okay. Thank you for your time, and it's been excellent associations. End the session. We will definitely meet again sometimes. In that. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, one thing I forgot to tell you. Everybody was telling about the movement, the joint movement and all that. The doctor was talking about it. How do you do it? It's very difficult. What you can do it is link it with your already existing habit. Like for example, when I am taking a bath, I just shoulder my 3 to 4 times. Or after my this thing, just when I am taking a bath, this exercise comes to me normally. So bring that new habit tied to the old habit. Then it will be there.
Thank you, sir. I would like to call Dr. Pandimani sir and Dr. Suresh sir, Mrs. Sunanda ma'am, and Jyoti ma'am. Dinagar Rao sir.